Hey everyone, it's your boy Pharaoh, host of the Vitamin G podcast. It's been a long time since I last spoke with you all. I think we've been on break for almost a month now. So we're going to be back on Monday for our regularly scheduled show. I'm losing track of time. It's crazy. But yesterday we had the Xbox Developer Direct, and my initial impressions was that it was a very strong show, and I really like how Xbox has kicked this thing off last year and they've continued it this year. And I think it just sets a really good stage of what we can expect early on, and we'll get more games as the year goes on, especially once um, we figure out what's going on with the whole Activision Blizzard thing. I know they're still doing some court stuff with that, but the rollout of those games and even more of the Xbox Game Studio side of the house. So I really like how they did that. I love how they did. They announced a shadow drop. It's not really a shadow drop, I guess, but they announced the quote unquote shadow drop kind of like a week before the developer direct with Power World. I'm gonna be playing that tomorrow, or not tomorrow. I'm gonna be playing it pretty much right after I get off of this video. Something that I'm very excited about. Looks like a Pokemon with guns, like a grown-up Pokemon. The Pokemon game that I've basically been wanting for like, I don't know, since N64. But back to the developer direct, there were a couple games that were there. The first one that didn't really excite me that much was Our History Untold. Not really my type of game. The one thing I will say about it though, it did look very good, looked very well polished. I just wish that games like that and World of Warcraft will eventually find their way to Xbox in some capacity. Um, and then after that, we saw Avowed, which got a release window of the fall. It looked amazing. I thought it looked a lot better than what it showed last year. And I just like the environments, the different biomes, the different type of weapons you could use, um, and how your conversations with NPCs kind of dictated what would happen in that world. So if you challenge someone um, to something that they said, it could end up in a battle right there on the spot. Or a decision that you make may affect next time you show up in a certain town. Um, so I just kind of like those type of different dynamics. It's not. I usually play like a lot of JRPGs where the story's a little bit more linear. So I like when I dive into Western RPGs that you kind of get those um, situations where the decisions that you make kind of change the outcome um, of the experience that you get. So when you talk about it, if I'm talking about it with Kofi or Zero or Jubei, we're having different experiences. So that's something that I really enjoyed seeing from that game. Um, and I think the biggest thing that we saw from that event, and I'm sure we'll dive into it more during the show, was there was one third party that happened to show up to the developer direct, a first party event. So you can take that as you will. And it was Square Enix, um, which shows, based on what we've seen in previous months when Phil Spencer walked across the Square Enix stage and there was a commitment made between them and the CEO live on stage that that they were going to strengthen their relationship and have a stronger partnership, and we could see more games. And for them to be there with Visions of Mana, basically a reboot of a old IP, um, right there on the Xbox stage, kind of getting shown. I won't say for the first time, but just it was. I don't really think it was shown extensively the first time that we saw it. So an extensive showing, its first extensive showing, being on a Xbox first party stage, was pretty powerful. It's not in Game Pass, which I don't think is a big deal. I think it's a bigger deal that Xbox is the place that they're making it the priority to put it. Uh, and with what we saw during some of the ABK stuff with documents that leaked and stuff, and Xbox kind of having them on their list of potential acquisitions, definitely adds a little bit of spice to them being there. Kind of raises a flag in my head that hey, maybe they're still trying. I do know that Satya and Phil have both made it known their aspirations to make some Eastern acquisitions. So that is something that I personally will keep an eye on as a big Square fan. But yeah, Vision of Mana, it looked great. I love the art style, and I cannot wait to play that this summer. Um, Next game they had that we looked at that actually got an official release date. It was the only game of the show that got an official release date. Hellblade 2. Um, I mean, my impressions pretty much from since we saw it, and I think what was it? Not this previous, because we're in 2024 now. Not 2023 Game Awards, but 2022 Game Awards, when they had the gameplay reveal, and we've gotten a couple trailers since. It's really stuck with me that this is the first game to release on console that has really had that next generation look. Whereas previous titles that we've seen throughout this generation have, kind of had that like a Xbox One X Plus look or a PS4 Pro Plus look. Like it looks better, it looks smoother. As I've always said, this generation is more about steady frame rates and textures and minimized pop-in than it is about big graphical leap. But Hellblade, beautiful game, is the first game I think truly has that next generation look, and I am very much excited for this to come out May 21st, 2024. They showed a little bit of combat, and the combat looks good to me. These type of games, as the gameplay, as long as it's solid, the story really carries it through. So I'm really looking forward to it. I wasn't expecting big stylized combat based on the first game. So you're battling Vikings, and I think the combat looks really good for the type of game that it is, and I'm really looking forward to playing that. The last game that they showed was Indiana Jones, and I've seen a lot of different varying opinions on this particular game, mainly because it decided to go with a blend of first person and third person. Me myself, I'm not the biggest first person gamer, but Indiana Jones, it looked great. It looked like it had great cinematic qualities. The voiceovers sounded amazing. Even the animations in first person, to me, a lot of times when you come to first person games, the animations can feel a little clunky to me. The animations here looked really good. Using the whip, not just the punches, but the animations with how the NPCs reacted to the punches, being able to use dual pistols, jumping from planes. I mean, the game just it looks amazing, and the story looks like really, really, really high quality. Like they really landed a really strong story. They did I don't know who wrote the script for it, but it looks really strong, and the cast seems pretty powerful. Yeah, these are a few games that I'm definitely looking forward to. And my biggest takeaway from the show is that Xbox is going to have a really strong 2024. Because I think outside of Avowed, I'm not Avowed, outside of Hellblade, this is kind of like their, I guess, there's like their B material. Because the A material is for the main showcase, and I'm sure we'll see Avowed pop up again there, and probably Visions of Mana, but it'll probably be like more of like a sizzle reel type deal. but I think Xbox is coming heavy this year. There is a lot of first party studios that are from the core studios. And when I say core studios, I know Xbox has purchased a lot of studios recently, but Bethesda is its own publishing house. ABK is its own publishing house. And to me, the core studios are the Xbox Game Studios. So it was kind of exciting that we got all of this great material, and we know that Xbox Game Studios still has a couple of games to show us. You know, could we get a Gears 6 a peek at it this year? Update on Fable. You know, there's so many titles that are coming out of Xbox right now, and for them to just bless us with these four actually, because one of them is Square, but for them to show us these five to start out the year was really strong. To get Power World, which is doing phenomenal right now, was really strong. And the show was so strong that we even had people in the media talking about how great these games looked, and how they're wishing for them to come to PlayStation, which is a whole nother topic. Yeah, apparently these people, they're caught up in this Xbox going third party thing, when Xbox has always been third party in a sense, because you know Minecraft, and you know Minecraft, I believe Minecraft Dungeons and Minecraft Legends are all multi-platform. Everything that Xbox has purchased that was multi-platform has pretty much stayed multi-platform as long as it's had a live service component. Like ESO or Call of Duty has a live service component that's staying multi-platform. What's the other Call of Duty? Not Cold War. I can't think of it. Warzone. Warzone, that stays multi-platform. You name it. Anything that they previously anything that they acquired that previously had a live service component, they have continued to provide updates and things to that. And that's kind of what they mean by the whole third party and on other consoles thing. But games like Avowed, Hellblade 2, Indiana, that is for the Xbox console and for PC and anywhere that there's Game Pass. I'm starting to ramble on at this point. This is my first video that I've really done in a long time. You guys can expect to see more videos from me on my channel. I think tomorrow I'll probably give you guys an impression of my experience with Power World. I look forward to hearing from you guys. If you like the video, like, subscribe, share it out, leave some comments. You can criticize or just give me praise or whatever. Just talk about it with me. I will be replying in the comments on YouTube periodically, at least for the first couple of days. And yeah, thank you guys for coming through. Pharoah out. Make sure you guys tune in Monday to Vitamin G Podcast, where hopefully we have a full panel. I know a lot of us are itching to come back and talk with you guys. But with that being said, Pharoah out. Have a good day, everyone. Peace.